Welcome to the Jazz Zone. Allow the Jazz Zone to make your next event enjoyable and entertaining. The Jazz Zone is great for private parties, weddings, festivals, fundraisers, grand openings, and corporate affairs. Move up to the next level of entertaining with the Jazz Zone. Check out our website at jazzzone.net. That's JAZZZONE.net. Or call the Jazz Zone at 626-798-6848.
Well, I'm going to say good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. I'm not sure what time zone you're in, but you are now in the Jazz Zone, and we are in the Groove Yard. My name is Roscoe Lee Owens, and I am your host in the Groove Yard. And like always, and none other than the fact that we have another awesome musician, friend, and brother on our show today by the name of Mr. Jerrell Ballard. Badass drummer. Bring him on, Kijana. There he is right there.
Hey,
How you doing, Brother Jerrell?
I'm good. How you doing?
Man, you know what? I'm blessed. I'm thankful. And, we just working it all the way through. I know that we always handle some challenges and this, that, and the other, but we are now in the Groove Yard, and everything is cool in the Groove Yard. So in this, the show is about Mr. Jerrell Ballard, and I want to take folks back to a time when you discovered that you were interested in music. So share how your youth and your growing up as it relates to you, music, and your association also with the whole Leimert Park aspect of life.
Well, I was. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I actually was. From what I was told, I put down. They tell me I put down the bottle and picked up the drumsticks. So I was like 2 or 3 years old, somewhere up in there. But I started playing at a very young age. Excuse me. And let's see, around when I was like about 9 years old, I started playing with a gospel group and going on the road when I was 9 years old. And the drummer that I replaced at the time, he had to go to Vietnam. He was 18 and he got drafted. So this gospel group needed a drummer. And these kids told their father about me. And their father told them to bring me to him. So I went to him, I auditioned, and I got the gig. And so I played the Gospel Creators for a couple of years. And we played in all kind of churches, Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, Georgia. We were all over the place, all over California. We played with the Clouds of Joys and the Hawkins Singers. We were on all those shows with a lot of the big gospel groups. And that was a real good experience for me. And that's pretty much my roots are gospel. I have gospel roots. And I think that's has a lot to do with my playing. Because you get this it's something different. When I've listened to musicians with gospel backgrounds, it's something they have that separates them from other musicians. It's something different. And I think it's spirit, God's spirit. And so I've been pretty much, playing drums probably since I was 3 or 4 years old, 5, all the way up till, now. And I know what I was doing around 9 years old. I was learning how to read music.
You need to speak up a little bit louder so we could hear it. Something happened with the sound.
Yeah, I was learning how to read music at about 9 years old and studying music at that time on up.
Your sound is down. If you can hear me,
Okay, I can hear you
there you
good.
go. There you go. Now that's good. That's good.
Now it's better.
Yeah, I can hear you very good. Thank you.
Okay. I think I might have. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so that's pretty much, started as a youngster and just been doing it ever since. And playing in different groups from coming up from all the way from, let's say, when I was in elementary school, 9, 10, 11. Mainly I used to play with grown people. I would be mainly the only kid in the band, and everybody else would be adults. And back then, you didn't get special treatment. They treated you just like you were an adult. So you had to play it right, or you would be fired, and you would be talked to just like you were an adult. So that made it a lot. That made it. That made you have to be on your p's and q's. Put it that way.
By
Because you,
by by
you didn't want to.
performing by
Mhm.
performing with gospel groups and that, I'm sure you had mentors and all of that that come to be supportive of you in your youth, even though they spoke to you in in essence to be great.
Well, like the gospel thing, pretty much okay. They wasn't as rough as the R&B or let's say the we'll call it the club scene people.
Yes, yes.
You know, when you did the club scene, that was a different set of set of people. Because you had people drinking and carrying on. And when I was a kid, I could go in the clubs, but I couldn't stay in the club. I could go on the stage, but I had to leave and go in the dressing room or go outside until it's time for us to play again because I was underage.
Mhm. You know, that's amazing part of a career to start, like you said, pick up sticks when you're 2 or 3, playing professional, uh, you know, in the church, which so many of our musical giants have come from that spiritual background of playing in the church, understanding that kind of music going into, like you said, in the club scenes. You were playing a lot of R&B and that when you were young in the club scenes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hmm.
Uh-huh. I used to do that and go to school and at the same time and play from 9 to 5. I'm sorry, nine. No, it was back then. It was 9 to 2
Yeah.
at the club. So we played from 9 to 2, and
And
then I
then
would
get up and
still
go
have
to.
to get up and go to school in the morning. Be up around 7, 8 o'clock. Be at school.
you,
And
you, you you know what I'm gonna stay right here and say evidently it was a purpose. There was a process that that you dedicated your focus to in terms of being able to play, get up early in the morning and still go to school to make the kind of grades that satisfied you in terms of moving forward. That takes a
mhm,
lot of persistence, you know,
mhm.
and a lot of control, especially for a youngster. What I want to do right now, I want Kijana to show some of the work that he has done and with Success Express in terms of creating commercials for those individuals that are supporting our podcast. So, Kijana, show the things that you are doing to maintain and get additional clients to support not only this podcast, but the 6 podcasts that you have. So, hit us with that.
Full Force Protection Services, the protective services you need for you, your family, and your businesses. Full Force Protection Services provides cannabis security, executive protection, armed transport, event security, home protection, home security installation, family protective services, and more. Full Force Protection Services has all the skills you need for your your protection. The skill set includes weapons screening, keen observation, de-escalation techniques, crime prevention, loss prevention, surveillance, and more. Full Force Protection Services is affordably priced to fit any budget. For immediate services, contact 707-407-5133. That's 707-407-5133. Don't get caught without protection, and don't get caught without full force.
Hey, this is Kijana Owens of Success Express Marketing Solutions. I am excited about what we can do together. Success Express Marketing Solution offers web design, graphic design, video, email, new state-of-the-art technology. Do you need to get your business out there? Do you need to let people know about who you are and what you do? Hi, my name is Kijana Owens. I am co-founder of Success Express Marketing Solutions. Our business is cultivating more business for your business. I want to tell you real quick about our program that is one of the most comprehensive business development online marketing support programs out there, which is the VASP, VASP, Virtual Assistant Support Program. This system allows you to operate and run your business while we help monitor and help you cultivate more business for your business online. Contact us at 909-686-1698 and visit us online at successexpressmarketing.com. Look forward to helping you take your business to the next level.
There you go. Let us, at Success Express, cultivate more business for your business. And the business right now is with Mr. Jerrell Ballard. And, you know, we were speaking a little earlier as that transition from, well, I can't say transition because you're still, I'm sure, playing in the church and doing the gospel and this, that, and the other. But then as it related to the R&B and the lessons and playing in club, totally different. Share some of that.
The lessons part, I'll get to that quickly, hopefully. That's just, that's a lot of discipline. And when you were saying, that I like that part of it helps a lot of the kids, keep them out of the street. It'll have them where when they get older, they'll be on time. They'll have, things, they'll take care of business and be more organized, because it's really important when you're taking lessons. You have to really do, you got to devote a lot of time to your music to try to do what you're going to learn, and then practicing these different exercises, and you have lessons you have to learn, and it's a lot of work. But you get it eventually, and once you do it, it makes you a better person. It makes you organized. Like like myself, I can't stand people or anybody that's late. I'm never late to anything. I don't want to be late to anything.
Amen.
I'm going to be early, if anything. I've worked both sides of the fence. I've never been late to gigs. I've never been late to my jobs. And so that's because of I believe it comes from all that studying I had to do. Because if you have to have your lesson ready for your teacher when you come back, he wants you to have it ready. And if you didn't practice it, he know you didn't, because you won't have it ready. And when I teach, I'm the same way. I teach like I was taught. I give you an assignment to do, and I want to see it when we get back together. And if it's not right, I'm gonna know exactly if you practiced it or not.
In teaching, what it is teaching foundation, because the success in terms of lessons is success in terms of life. Yes, sir. You were going to say something. Yes.
No, I was going to say basically, you're teaching them how to read the music, and it's one thing to know how to play it. And because I believe naturally I could play before I could read. And
Yeah.
so, and then I could play pretty much whatever I heard, whatever I could hear, I could play. And pretty much. And so when you get the notes and you start looking at the notes, then you start learning what it looked like, what you're playing, what it looked like on paper, you see. And so then you have in other words, there's musicians that are well known and they can't read. They record, they can't read at all, but they can hear. They got good, we call it, you got fat ears. But if you can do both, then you're a double threat if you can read and play, and you got an ear too. So now you opened up more avenues for yourself.
You
Because
know,
there's something.
I was just going to say, in conversations with my dad, who was a drummer, was saying exactly that many years back. It's like, hey, that's how they kept a lot of African American musicians out of the studio work, because they couldn't read. They could play, they could hear, but in terms of studio, it's about reading and playing the what's in front of you. The discipline. I want to put up right now, Kijana, when we put up that flyer about Leimert Park and what Jerrell Ballard is doing right there, because Jerrell's been doing projects at the world stage. It's just joining Saturday at 12 p.m. Trap drums. I could take that and say trap lessons in life. Mentorship, being able to be with the drummer that has played drums all his life and understands the music. So we want to also promote the fact that we want youngsters to participate in the opportunity to grow in music at the world stage and the workshops. They have several different workshops, but of course, today and every day, we want to be sure that we are celebrating the works of Mr. Jerrell Ballard and promoting that as well. I want to get into the jazz aspect of it, because we went from music and in terms of gospel into R&B, and I know that even the cross. Your aspect of jazz as a drummer is also different than an aspect of, but I'm sure they're all components.
Yeah, well, when you get to the jazz, then we call that, separating the men from the boys, because jazz is more difficult to play than R&B, gospel, or rock and roll, and a lot of the other genres. Jazz is more difficult. It's more complicated, and it's like another set of wheels. You can have a lot of R&B guys that can't play. A lot of people can't play jazz. They can play everything else, but jazz, some of them can't play that. But it's harder. It's harder to play. That's all it is to it. Classical is hard as well, but jazz is pretty much it's like the top. When you get there, you kind of didn't reach another level. And that's where you want to get to if you really, really want to grow and keep growing, if you want to continue to grow. And in jazz, you can really, sky's the limit. You could do whatever you like in jazz, whatever you're capable of doing. You can really express yourself and improvise to the fullest. But it's up to you to be able to to execute what you're trying to do. Because when we're playing jazz, there's a lot of stuff that we do. Have you heard, like, the rules are meant to be broken? So some of those rules and those lessons you learned before, now you in another level. You can throw some of them out the window, because now you're going to challenge and you're going to do something totally different than what you was taught.
You know, I can see the smile behind
Mm,
your words because that is the
mm,
transition. You know, I've always
mm,
thought jazz as a communication skill. It could be three or four musicians that come to the stage never even been together at all, but
mhm.
if they've got the ear and they got the the lessons down and understanding what it is to improvise, to hear, to know when to come in and come out. Because I've always said in the Jazz Zone, it's a conversation on stage.
Mhm.
What I
Absolutely.
enjoy.
Mhm. That's right. You know, we feed each other. You
Yes,
know, it's like we always have a saying, like, you got to bring something to the table. You know,
yes.
you got some cats you playing with ain't bringing nothing to the table, then we can't eat.
True, true, true.
So it's like,
The meal's not ready, huh? Yeah.
yeah, you might as well pack it up and go back home
Mhm.
because you ain't gonna have nothing. Ain't nothing happening there. So,
So, you know, I know you were also the musical director for the Black Music Awards here in LA. I guess every
mhm,
year. The
mhm.
last year, I know that my uncle Curtis Kurt was receiving an award, and I know he's an uncle to many, uncle to you as well. So
Yes,
I just want to talk about what was going on, you know, because a lot of the jazz, and I call Leimert Park a mecca for jazz, especially for the Southern California.
absolutely.
Uh,
Mhm.
you're doing several things at the World Stage and with Barbara Morrison at the Performing Arts Center as well. Am I correct?
Correct. Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
talk about a little bit of that, and because that's our foundation in the groove yard. I grew up right in that yard.
yeah. Well, see, we have jam sessions at the World Stage. Because of the pandemic, we don't have them right now. But
Yes.
normally on Sundays, I've been doing the jam session with Rose, the late Rose Gale, bless her soul. I
Bless
have
her
been
soul.
doing the jam sessions with her. I've been doing those at the World Stage in Leimert Park for about 15, no, 16 years now. And Rose had been doing it for 20 years. And I've been with her 16. And we've been providing that every Sunday for all the college students, any kind of musicians anywhere could come in and set in, and you can learn how to play some jazz and learn the rules, learn how to, learn songs, and we can help you to practice your instrument and get better. And we've
Are
had
you
a lot of youngsters come through there and
Are you
now getting
streaming that as
Grammys.
well? I'm
Right
sorry.
now, they're streaming on Fridays. At the stage, they have a show every Friday and some
Mm,
Saturdays where they are streaming, and it's just different good bands, good
got you.
top entertainment. Um, we're trying to get the jam session back. We're talking about it now. How can we get the jam session back going safely? And so we're talking about trying to get that back on the track. But
Are
meanwhile, we're streaming. And
you
oh yeah,
looking
and
for?
the drum lessons are free too. All this stuff is free. The shows are
See?
free. You don't have to pay anything for the free shows or the drum lessons or the vocal lessons. All is free. So I would
Wow.
take advantage of all of that. Because it's
Did you
because
grow up in LA too?
yeah, I was born here.
So
I
you
grew
grew
up
up
in
right in Leimert Park,
well, not in that
so to
area.
speak.
Mainly, I'm
Oh,
on the west side. I didn't start really going to Leimert Park till about '92.
okay.
Yeah,
That,
around 29 years ago.
yeah, that's a
That's
long
when
time.
that's when I started going to
Yeah,
Leimert
that's a
Park.
good time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's when I met Billy Higgins. Yeah,
yeah. Now
and
that
so,
now that's a story right there. You know, we're gonna
and
have
that,
to come back and talk about that
yeah,
whole your engagement with Billy Higgins and the world stage and how you because see not only were you playing gospel at that age, you grew up here, so you grew up right. You know, you're talking about 1994, but then you were a young man. You know,
hmm right, correct. But
moving on
see,
that. So
yeah, well, see, when I was like 16, I was playing with a group with a record. The Waters, the Waters family, the singers.
yes, the Waters, yes.
Yeah, they in
All
Pasadena
right.
too.
Yeah,
And
Oren and that
I'm
and the sister.
actually, yeah, we had a group called Waters when I was 16 years old. 16, we had a group, and we used to do concerts and everything, and studio work. And I'm on albums with them, vice versa. We're on a lot of different records together of other people's stuff. And then we had our own band, you know. And
Well,
those are my people. Those are my sisters and brothers.
I
And
heard that. Well, you know, I,
Owen's
I,
my big brother. He named me Baby J. He gave me the nickname Baby J.
Baby
That's what he
J.
called me. Yeah, because I was always the youngest in the bunch. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
I had a little
yeah.
bitty set of drums with a little 18-inch bass drum, so he called those Baby Tubs.
You know, what a blessing. And you know we had to have you back, Jerrell, too, because what we're going to do is, I don't know how, I'm going to continue to promote your free jazz drum class, and
Okay.
I don't know how we can, and I'd like to see how we can support your comeback with the jam session, because that's what we did with the Jamming Foundations, what they're doing with the Jazz Zone and that. And before we go, I really want to thank you for being one of the musical directors that is in the Jazz Zone, that every time that I called on you, it was always smacking good time. And
Well, thank
an
you.
effective presentation to our audiences as well. So,
Okay, good.
I'm going to say my hat's off to you. Oh, Leimert Park, yeah, my hat's off to you, my brother. I'm going to go to Kijana. Kijana, don't go nowhere, Jerrell. Kijana, hit him up with some of that magnificent opportunities that you present.
The new giant steps and giant shoes as you fly, dignified as you stride to make. I just heard the new giant steps and giant shoes as you ride, thank you, as you fly, dignified as you fly.
All right. Woo. That was a trip around the Jazz Zone. Bring my brother back on over here because while we finish this on out, Jerrell, that was just a little dance around the Jazz Zone, different things we were doing. Again, I want the audience to know how much I appreciate your contribution to the Jazz Zone as well. Even in branding, I know sometimes when you're here and you're there, and it all is about how do we move forward together, and the opportunities that are coming together, and actually the ones that can kind of play. You notice most of them are outside. So what I'm trying to do this year is get to the concerts outside in the parks and this, that, and the other. I know the clubs are developing what they're going to do in terms of opening up, as what you're saying, also with the world stage and whatever we can do in the Jazz Zone, especially with your upcoming jam session kind of project. Holla, so we can participate one way or another. I know one way we're going to shout it out and keep it out there, so we'll keep up. And hopefully we have you again on another podcast coming up in not too distant future. Okay. And I want to say thank you. I want you to give the information, how people can contact you, and whatever it is that you want to say as we close this out.
Well, it's easy to contact me at the world stage, easy. And also, if you need to get in touch with me, I got an email, which is jbdrumforyou@yahoo.com. It's the number 4 and letter U, jbdrumforyou@yahoo.com. You can email me and I can get with you. I'm able to take on just about, anything I can help you with as far as music goes. And also help my students with music business too, as well as teaching them when I have private students as well. And I try to teach them, I give them some insights on the music business as well when I'm giving them lessons, because I don't want people to take advantage of them, They will if you
That's a whole show that we can do, because it's not the music, it's also the business of music.
Correct.
Because there's been so many in the past that have lost their rights to so many things.
Exactly.
I know that we're over time. It's a blessing to have you on, my brother. I appreciate it. I know that you got plenty to do on today immediately, and God is good all the time.
All the time.
So thank you, Jerrell.
Thank you, Ross.
My friend.
You're right.
An absolutely awesome drummer right here in our midst. I want to thank you for enjoying the opportunity to share with you the Jazz Zone in the Groove Yard. Enjoy.
Welcome to the Jazz Zone. Allow the Jazz Zone to make your next event enjoyable and entertaining. The Jazz Zone is great for private parties, weddings, festivals, fundraisers, grand openings, and corporate affairs. Move up to the next level of entertaining with the Jazz Zone. Check out our website at jazzzone.net. That's JAZZZONE.net. Or call the Jazz Zone at 626-798-6848.